This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. Hi, I'm Mark Alyn. During the next 2 hours, you're going to meet some really interesting health experts, ranging from sex to allergies and much, much more. We're going to actually, during this hour, the second part of this hour, we're going to talk about why men should know about their lovers' body parts. We'll be joined by, absolutely, Daryl. We got to know about those places down under. And we'll be talking about those with Dr. Lori Steele-Smith, the author of Great Sex Naturally. We'll also be joined by our regular contributor, Ronaldo Bertucco, during that segment here on Late Night Health. Right now, we go to Madison, Wisconsin, and Quincy Bioscience brings us this next segment as we talk with our guest. His name is Mark Underwood, and he spells Mark with a K, so that's a good thing. Mark, welcome to Late Night Health.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great. Any relation to Underwood Farms out here in California?
No, unfortunately not. Not related to the country singer Carrie Underwood or the people that make the typewriters either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my grandfather used to work on those typewriters.
Oh, yeah. Those are good old solid machines, aren't they?
They really are. But you can't type as fast as you can on a computer.
You can probably text faster than I could type on an old typewriter.
Well, that's, you're probably right. Why is it that young people, and I'm saying young people in their teens, and in fact, you and I, Daryl and I were in an elevator, and this young woman is in the elevator with us, and she is just texting like mad with both thumbs. She must have been going 100 words a minute. And apparently not making mistakes or not caring.
Yeah,
right?
One or the other, perhaps.
Exactly. You're a neuroscientist. Tell us what a neuroscientist is.
Well, I study the brain, and I work and own a company, actually, that does a lot of research into brain health. Our goal is to help people have better memory, and we do a lot of research into that area and have found some very interesting discoveries that we're going to talk about tonight about how you can keep your brain healthier by improving your cognition and using some very natural techniques to help the brain work better. And those are all things that we could all stand for some improvement. When you get to a certain age, it certainly becomes difficult to stay as focused and stay as attentive as we once did. So if you want to get that step back, stay tuned. We're going to talk about how we're able to accomplish that through what we've learned.
I'm curious. I mentioned the word, the term brain fart. I think everybody, even
Sure.
kids get that. You forget a word. You're talking, you forget a word. The other day, I couldn't remember WordPress. I was looking for the name of a template, and I wanted WordPress. It just didn't come to me immediately. You've created a supplement, which we're going to talk about, but is it true that as we age, our brain doesn't function as well?
It changes. In fact, we've narrowed it down to one very specific protein that declines in the aging process. It's not your fault that you don't have enough of this protein that you once had, but when you're a teenager in your 20s and 30s, quite frankly, you have enough of this protein, your brain's working pretty good. But as we age, it's a facet of aging. When we get into the 40s, we can't make enough of this protein to keep up with the brain's demands. So when you lose the protein, you start to lose the memory. Well, we've uncovered from of all places, a jellyfish, one of those little guys that floats out in the ocean, a particular protein.
Those little rats that sting you when you go out into the water.
Right.
Okay.
That's right. Well, they have a particular protein that's very similar that keeps their nervous system healthy and alive. And we've been working with that protein in different types of studies for many years now, and have demonstrated that that protein has the ability to protect these cells in the brain, and most importantly, it helps to improve cognition. So in clinical trials, we've used this protein, which is a product now called Prevagen that's available at pharmacies nationwide, and it's a protein that helps the brain stay supported so that you can think clearly, keeps your brain sharp. We've shown in the clinical trials that it improves short-term memory and word recall and executive function and several different facets of our cognition that our brain needs to do its job so that we can think and work and enjoy time with our families and all those great things that life brings us.
One of the things that I've said on this show is I want to live to be 120. I want to be able to move on my own power and remember that I'm Mark Alyn.
That's perfect. That's a great aspiration. And I think that what we're learning about the brain, what we've learned so far is that we can keep some of the changes of memory loss at bay with what we've learned. And we've seen that in people now across the country. Prevagen is a very popular product that's grown because of its ability to show benefits for people that take it. It's not just something that's theoretical that you know your body needs. It's something that as you take it, you can feel the difference. And so with Prevagen, we see people, perking up or getting memory back. We're not talking about turning people into Albert Einstein. I don't want to overplay this too much, but there's a real difference. And you talked about trying to find a word on the tip of your tongue.
Right.
That's something that Prevagen users don't experience as much anymore. They're able to find that word pretty quickly. They don't even have to pause and go or ah and think about it. They just recall the word. And, you were trying to think of WordPress, a template that you said you wanted to find. Well,
right.
Boom. It's right there. You take Prevagen, the things that are used to have to recall and think about are now back on the tip of your tongue.
How fast does Prevagen work?
People see the benefits probably in the first 2 or 3 weeks of taking it. The clinical trial data actually shows that through the computer assessments we performed, their brains were responding in as early as 8 days. That was the first interval that we did measurements. But when we hear back from customers, they're like, did I get a better night's sleep? Did I have a different cup of coffee? And then they feel like, I'm pretty sure it's this Prevagen. And then as they stay on it, they certainly see those benefits increase month after month.
Now, we have to also suggest that not only should somebody take Prevagen, but they have other things they should do. They should eat right. They should exercise. You got to move around.
Absolutely. We can't de-emphasize the need for a proper diet. Cutting sugar or reducing the amount of sugar in your diet is very beneficial. It's very important. Having physical activity, getting out and walking, exercising 3 or 4 times a week is very much a part of brain health. But also, when it comes to the neurochemistry, there's nothing else that can replace this important protein except for what we have in Prevagen. And since we discovered it, of course, it's patented, but it's a very, very safe protein that allows people to enhance all the other activities they're doing. Maybe they're doing crossword puzzles. Maybe they're, going to the art museum more frequently. Maybe they have really dialed in their diet and exercise regimens. Now what's left is to get the chemistry of the brain right, and that's what Prevagen can really help assist with.
We are talking with Mark Underwood. He is the CEO of Quincy Bioscience, based in Madison, Wisconsin. He has a product called Prevagen. We'll give you a number and a website in just a couple of moments. Mark, one of the things that I've heard about brain health is, we get, I already mentioned brain farts. What about foggy brain?
Same type of thing. People get fatigued, they get lethargic. Sometimes it's because they don't have enough sleep, but a lot of us, it's just like we have this sort of down in the dumps time of day. Maybe it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon, couple hours after lunch. One thing with Prevagen is that we don't have that down in the dumps time. We're focused. We're able to not get the sleepies, and a lot of people do describe the benefits of Prevagen as resolving or removing that fog. It sort of clears up, and then they're able to think more clearly.
Thinking clearly is what we're talking about right now. When we come back in just a few moments, we have some time left, we're going to talk about giving your brain a vacation. We always talk about taking a vacation ourselves physically, but what about taking your brain on a vacation? We'll be talking with Mark Underwood about that. During the second part of our show today, during hour number 2, we're going to be talking about allergies. You send your kids to summer camp. What happens if they are allergic to bee stings? Do you not send them to summer camp? What warnings can you give the camp counselors? We're going to be talking with Iris Seamus about that during hour number 2 here on Late Night Health. We'll also be speaking with Simar Singh, who has developed a product for allergies. That's a real interesting product. We'll be doing that on our product showcase here on Late Night Health. I'm Mark Alyn, along with Mark Underwood. Mark, doing crossword puzzles is something I have not done. Should I try to switch up what I do? I read every night. In the last week, I've read 6 books. I'm not
staying on top of things.
I'm not bragging. I'm just making a statement.
No,
I've
that's
read
great.
6 books.
That's a great example.
But should I try something else as well to keep my brain sharp?
You always want to cross-train your brain. I wouldn't recommend crossword puzzles. Crossword puzzles make people better at doing crossword puzzles. I'd go out literally, learn to dance, learn to juggle, do something. Go to the art
You have
museum,
not met me, Mark.
Like
I cannot dance.
Oh, that's fine. Try to learn. We want to exercise your brain. I don't care if you look like a fool.
Well, I always look like a fool. There's no question about that. I'm in radio. Cross-training your brain. What a great concept. I mean, there are now apps for on iPad and iPhone and on your computer that do brain teasers. I'm trying to think. They show you a picture, and you have 6 different pictures of different things, and a light bulb, a picture of a mouse, and you have to put them in order. We'll talk about that. Maybe that's part of what we can talk about as we're coming up. If you want some information on Prevagen, we'll give that to you in just a moment. Don't go away. Much more coming up here on Late Night Health.